Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm still doing the rolling. I've done a bit off screen, but I thought actually I'll leave some of this and the hired help can carry on with it because I've got some other things that I'd like to do today. So I'm just going to let that one carry on doing that particular task there. Before I go any further, my weekly question. This week, I'm going to be expanding the animals some more. We've got a little bit of money left. I did do some jobs off screen and earned a bit of money, and I will probably do the same again before next week because there's a few things that I'd like to get, but one of the things I've got at the moment is the Joskin Betamax RDS 7500 trailer. So we got one of those. Now, I'm thinking about getting this one here. Now, are some others. There's that modded one there. I don't know how many that one can take, but I think there is another one as well somewhere. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the one that I'm thinking of getting. So my question this week is quite simply, do you want me to just stick with the Joskin for now and use the money to buy stock faster and maybe purchase a few other things? Or do you want me to sell the little trailer and buy this big one here? We'll have to buy a dolly to go with it so we can tow it with the tractor. And then use this one as our animal transport. It's your vote, it's your game. There'll be a little card come up here so you can cast your vote. Head into the comment section and let us know why you're voting for the one that you're voting for. Do you want me to keep this trailer or do you want me to get the big trailer? And there's something else that I've done. I have been going mad in Mod Hub, and there's all sorts of things. We've got all of these wonderful tractors here that are available in the game, but then we've also got some of these. This one here, the Bura. This one is from FS15 and FS13. Wonderful little tractor, so I found a mod for that one. There's a few other mods there. We've got another AgroStar there. We've got a selection of Fence. We've got a small old Fence. We've got a little tiny Fiat. There's a 42 horsepower tractor. There's a Ford available. We've already seen the Terra variant, which you'd like to see. Big John Deere there, that's a 531. I won't be using that on this map, and I probably won't use that in Goldcrest either. I might put that one into the time-lapse series, or I'm not sure yet. This one here I think is eminently suitable for this map. It's absolutely wonderful. And I've already discussed this one with you, and a lot of you think it would be quite a good tractor for me to get. I know that we did have the vote back here on, was these four tractors here, wasn't it? And it's this Massey Ferguson that we're going to be getting. So I haven't forgotten that. I will be buying that Massey Ferguson tractor, don't worry. But we might want to get a small tractor or two just to tide us over. We got this one here. I'm not sure what that says. I don't know if that's also Universal, the same as this one. Universal is an Eastern European brand of tractor that was around quite a while ago. You do still find some older ones, but you've got that one there, and I think that this is Universal as well. I'm not sure, though. It's Universal Tractor something. I really can't remember how it is. We were looking at it in my Old Times series that I did back in FS15. We also had one of those. And then we've got a few. There's these, the Valtra Cow Edition. Obviously, we got that one. The Valtra Road Edition. These are road tyres. These tyres like this, these are special road tyres. They wear less quickly on the road surface, but they don't grip as well when they're in the field. And then you've got some old Zetas here. Now, this one here, this one is very much like the old Zeta that I actually used to drive on one of the first farms I ever worked on. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it certainly looks familiar with the sort of wide, squat appearance. The one that I had, the one that I used to use wasn't blue. It was kind of red with yellow trim on the cab and stuff. But that's very, very similar, that one is. And that one's only 7,200 euros, so I'm very likely going to buy that tractor at some point just to try it out. Zeta is very fitting. Universal is also fitting for this map, and the Kirovitz tractor as well. That's also one that suits this map well because it's all Eastern European brands. So yeah, there's those there, and I'm just going to go over and get our other tractor and our seed drill set up, and then there's something else that I want to show you. Right, I have filled it back up with seed, and while I was talking, that other Zeta has actually finished the field. Now, we had a problem yesterday with the hired help wasn't performing correctly. And I had a look around, and I actually put a post on the FS UK forum, and I got a response from there. But while that post was up, I had a few people give me the same response on the comment section. So before I tell it, I want to tell you who actually said about this. And the first person to mention it was Nicholas B, who suggested we use the ProSeed mod. Now, I've installed that. It's in the beta section on the mod hub, so you can access it at the beginning of the first loading screen of the game. You can go into the mod section there and go into the beta section, and you can actually use it there. So activate ProSeed HUD is keypad 7. So if I press that one, there is the ProSeed HUD. The other two people that mentioned this in the comment section between yesterday and my recording this episode today were Kato Baki. I think it's Baki. Is it Baki? It's B-A-K-K-E. I'm assuming that's Baki. I think that's Baki. Anyway, and Mr. Egghead. So you three, you suggested that I use the ProSeed mod, and of notable mention was probably the funniest comment I've read for several days was Ian Unsworth, who said, for the sake of a bit of peace and quiet and the sake of Frithgar's trembling bottom lip, just use the darn fertilizer. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So for the sake of my trembling lower lip, we are allowed to use fertilizer if we want to, but fortunately we don't need to. So if you want to use any of the options on this ProSeed mod, I can get rid of the... You got the switch on driving line, toggle half side shut off. That's different stuff we don't need to worry about. So it's just keypad number 7 that you need to do it, and then to be able to actually use some options on there, you press the left control button as normal, and that will bring up the mouse. Same as with the GPS mod. Now this actually works with the GPS. You can have it on manual mode that we got it on now. Semi, I'm not quite sure what that one does. And auto mode means that as you get the tram lines, and it puts tram lines in. So basically it's leaving lines in the crops for the row crop tyres. And then you can also include it in the GPS so that it will work with the GPS mod. We're going to have it in manual, and we're going to switch off the fertilizer. So that's all I've done is I've just activated that, switched off the fertilizer. I can now hide the HUD for it completely by pressing keypad number 7 again, and then I press H. Now I did do that horrible beep, and I think you can actually turn that off. So if I just press H a minute, and I come back, just press keypad number 7, and then if I go here, I can actually turn off that horrible, horrific beeping sound, which I don't like. So I'll get rid of that one again, and now I'll press H. No bleeping sound, right? That was just an affront to the ears. But it does now mean that we can use these machines, all of the standard ones, and we don't have to put fertilizer in. Now, if we were using a normal farm, and we wanted tram lines in, we could use this mod to put tram lines in. I'm not going to do this on Goldcrest, and I'm not going to do it on this one, but later on, when we come to some other maps, I am going to use that ProSeed thing to put tram lines into at least a couple of fields, just so that we can see what it's like, and see how that works. Now, what I'm going to do here a minute is I'm going to do 2 lines up across here so that it will turn better on the end of the field. I'll just come back here like this. So yeah, I think this is absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for the people that suggested it in the comment section, and thank you very much, Ian, for the laugh. That was quite amusing. I did like that. So yes, for the sake of my trembling bottom lip, we are allowed to use fertilizer, but fortunately we don't need to use fertilizer. With this ProSeed mod, we can actually just completely do away with it. And the reason that I'm not going to be putting tram lines in on this one, just in case anybody is wondering, is because we're doing organic farming, we don't need tram lines. The thing with the organic farming is you don't actually need to put any tram lines in anywhere. There's no need for them. So yeah, we don't actually need to put them in, and I suppose we could on Goldcrest, because technically we do fertilizer and so on. We haven't bought a sprayer on that one yet, but I'm not going to worry about it, because as far as I know, the normal style of agriculture in the US, you wouldn't normally use tram lines. Tram lines is more of a European thing, I believe. We get it a lot in the UK because we put so many applications of pesticides and herbicides and fertilizers, nitrogen, stuff like that. It's all put on with a sprayer. And also with a fertilizer spinner applicator as well. So all of these things are added frequently throughout the life of the crop, and that's why we have tram lines on our crops. But the tram lines don't appear to be a thing that is used very much in the US, because you have a more extensive style of agriculture. And so I think you put on some fertilizer, like an application when the crop is sown, but it's not something that you would normally apply during the growth of the crop. At least as far as I know. I mean, my experience with American agriculture is not very great. I've never been over there, so I don't really know how you guys do things, but from what I have sort of read and learned here and there, your applications of pesticides and so on are not nearly as extensive as we have here in Europe. But anyway, that aside, we certainly don't need it here because we're doing organic farming, and you don't need tram lines in for a sprayer when you're farming organically. So this one is going to carry on, and unfortunately he is just going to be driving through that bush there, but there is nothing we can do about that. We pretend that doesn't happen, and while he does that, I suppose we could bring the rollers over. We'll just make sure it's all ready here. I was going to take a look at the animals. We're going to, the fields that we've got up here, around field 8 up there, we're going to be doing those with corn. We're going to plant corn up there. And if we just come through, see what our animals have got. Our pigs are getting very, very low on everything. And the cattle are starting to get low as well. So I might do a little bit to them. I'm just going to move this one out the way. And then I think, well, we can get some straw in for the cattle here. And I might take the Kramer and pull that one up to the pigs with a couple of trailers, because we can tow the 2 trailers with the Kramer, and it does have the hydraulic pipe attachments so that we can tip as well. So we may just run a little bit up for the pigs while we're waiting for this field to be planted, and then we can put the rollers going in there as well. Well, it's great and all that this Kramer can tow a trailer, and it's great and all that I've managed to get this far with the Kramer towing a trailer, or towing both the trailers. Unfortunately, however, it doesn't seem to like the hill. It's gotten so far and it's given up completely. So, yeah, we're going to have to sort of back down a little bit. I was hoping that it would... Right, let's see if we can go. Can we go anywhere? We really can't. I'm absolutely stuck on this hill, and now I've jackknifed the trailers. Go on. I'm sure I can get out of this somehow. Yeah, it's starting to move. It's moving a little bit. This is going to take a while. So a lesson to be learned there. Don't overload your trailers. I probably didn't need 15,000 litres of corn. I probably could have gotten away with half that. The Kramer's a magnificent machine, and the fact that we can actually tip things with it is even better. But, yeah. My own foolishness has led us to this point where we just can't move, and I'm likely to be stuck. So there's a lesson to be learned there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't overestimate the power of your machines. I may have to go and get the tractor to just give me a little nudge up the hill on this, I think, because this is awful. Is it moving? Right, I will extract myself from this situation, and just so as you know, I can't actually just hit the reset button and reset them back to the farm shop and then drive from there, just in case anybody thinks that, you know, I might cheat my way out of this, because if you do that, you lose the contents of your trailer. So yeah, it's just, I'll just put that out there. I cannot cheat my way out of this in any way, because I will lose the contents of my trailers, but I will see what I can do. I managed to eventually back my way down. It's not easy backing these 2 trailers. So now I'm going to try and get a little bit of a run up this hill, and hopefully this one will be a bit better. So it is quite steep down that end. I think it's going to cope with it. And incidentally, this one does become quite light on the steering with this kind of weight in it. Look at that bouncing. When I got to the bridge over the river, it did kind of make me go slightly to the side, and I very nearly lost my load into the river. So far, I've not been having very much success with this particular load. But I think we're going to do all right. I think we're going to soldier through it. So I'm going to come up here, and we will tip just onto the edge there. Hopefully we can do this before the helper bot comes back. So if I tip that one there... Nope. I need to tip. Oh, he's tipping on the wrong side. I shouldn't be tipping out there, that's for certain sure. Right, so there's that lot tipped. And now that robot is going to come back, and he is going to just drive straight into the trailer because he's that stubborn and he doesn't stop. There's one fault that I have with this thing. It's the one thing I don't like about it, is the way that it does this. It'll go straight into your trailers. So we'll disable the hired help for a minute, and we'll drive it back over here out the way. There we go. And now if I come back over here and get into the Kramer, if I pull forward, and now this time I'm going to make sure that the trailer is tipping the right way. So I'll bring it there and zoom out a little bit. There we go. And I need to select the rear trailer, and then you press U to change the side that you tip. So the grain door, the small door, and we want to tip on the left-hand side. So now, if I tip, it's going to tip in the correct direction. There we go, that's perfect. I'll move this one over. Just going to drive forward a little bit. So we got plenty of grain left over. It's a shame we don't have grain storage up here, but there's something that we're going to have to live with. I will actually, if I put this one going again, and then I'm going to unhitch the two trailers, and I'm going to get a spoonful of straw from over there and tip that in for the pigs. So let me move you forward and engage the hired help on it again, so that one will just keep going and cleaning. How many pigs will we got? 40 pigs at the moment. In another 20 minutes, we get another pig. That's excellent. And so we like I said before, we're going to take that up to 100 pigs, and we should be getting around 20 to 24 pigs a day after that, which means that I think we'll end up getting roughly 20. Well, it's between 20 and 25,000 euros a day from selling our pigs, which is an absolutely brilliant way to do it. And I think I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. When it comes to the pigs, you do, or any animals, if you're moving the animals around, it is better if you can move them first thing in the morning. It's better for the animals. It's cooler, it's more comfortable for them to be moved, and it's less stressful for them that early in the morning. They're more relaxed, rested, and so I remembered hundreds of times getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, you'd actually have to set your alarm for about 4:30, and the delivery driver who was picking up the animals that you were selling, he would be there to meet you at 5:30 in the morning, maybe even a little bit before that. So you would have to make sure that you had all the animals ready before then. So you get up at 4:30, you get to the yard, and you make sure that all the animals are ready, and so you start dealing with them at 5 a.m. And you just move slowly and quietly. You don't rush them around. You don't want to stress them at all. You want to keep it nice and peaceful and quiet while it's still not even properly light. And then the delivery driver, he'll take well, whatever. I didn't actually deal with pigs. It was mostly sheep and cattle that I dealt with. But then the delivery driver, he'll take those animals from there, and he would be leaving the yard before 6 a.m. if he can. And unless it was a very long journey, the animals would be delivered to their destination before 9 a.m., which is absolutely brilliant. So it's well before any serious heat of the day can get going. If it's during the summer, if it's in the winter, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But also you avoid the majority of the daytime traffic, which is better for the animals. It's less stressful if they don't have all that noise of the traffic. Now, sometimes it can't be helped. They've got to go on a longer journey. That's a little bit different. But, yeah. So that's what we would be doing in our game as well. Except, I mean, I normally start my day in-game. We start around about 6:30. A number of farms I've worked on, 6:30 is around the time that you would start. Some of them we didn't start until 7:30, but 6:30 was a common starting time for a lot of farmers. Get going nice and early in the morning, and then, I mean, very often they would finish earlier in the day as well. Some farmers will, obviously, you've got to work all hours depending on what task you're doing, but if it's not a particularly busy day, I know a lot of farmers that start closing up the gates and that to the yard to go on in at around 4 o'clock in the evening, and then they'll spend the evening with their families. And obviously that doesn't happen every day, but it's nice when it can happen. So yeah, it'll be 6:30 starts for us as usual, and we will see about sending the animals out at 6:30 in the morning. So we will sell our load of pigs at 6:30 in the morning. And then once we get a little bit further on, if we get that far with this particular map, and we have surplus sheep or cattle to sell, those would also be sold first thing in the morning. But I'm going to get back to the yard. We will check up on our seed drill and see how that's doing. Our sunflowers should be well underway now. We've finish off that field today, I'm hoping, and we can make a move up to the top and get started on the corn, although that probably won't happen until tomorrow now. And then once that's done, I think we'll just have one trailer, because we only need one more type of corn, and we get the water bowser as well, and we'll drag that up to the pigs and see if we can get some water in for them. I can see our tractor working over there, and he's probably 2/3 of the way through the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhitch one of these trailers here. I'm going to unhitch that one, like that, and then I'm just going to pull this one over here, and I'm going to get that bigger Zeta over there. I'm going to use that one for getting the water, and then coming back and getting the other grain. So barley, I think we'll probably take barley. If we take a look here, so canola and straw, they're both just over 4,000. I would say that we're going to want about 2,500 litres of, it's got to be wheat or barley, to about 2,500. So what have we got? We only got 1,000 litres of wheat, so that's not enough. So we'll have to load up some barley. We won't need the entire trailer full, though. But I will leave these rollers here. I do need to take those 2 rollers back to the shop and sell them. It was a mistake buying those, but there's not a lot we can do about that. So if I come to the front one and I unhitch that one, and he can keep going there. We will tidy up the ends of the field before we start doing our rolling, and we can roll that one. Well, we'll start the rolling tomorrow, and then we'll take once the rolling is started, then we'll take the seed drill and the other tractor up to the other end and start working on that one. I don't think that we're going to be able to carry enough in that seed drill to do the 2 fields that we've got up there. I'm not sure, to be honest. That one remains to be seen. We may have to come back and reload. Pick up the water bowser. Right, so we're going to run... Well, this one, we just go down to the end of our field here. Oh, no, we don't. We can just run along the road there, can't we? Because we got rid of this little bit of road here. We come up along here, and then we can just go to the bottom of our field. It doesn't really matter. Anywhere in this pond, we can just back the trailer into the pond and refill from there. So, actually, let's come over here to this side. Come over here, in between the trees. Up here, and I really do like this particular aspect of this map, being able to load it from the water. I know that you can do the same in Goldcrest. Several people have told me that you can actually do exactly the same thing in Goldcrest. However, I don't want to go any further than that. For refill, there we go. I don't know why I bothered, really, because I think the tanker is full of water anyway. Yeah, a lot of people said, you can do the same in Goldcrest. You can just back it over the cliff right next to the sheep. I didn't think it was particularly realistic backing a tanker and hanging it down over a cliff next to the sheep there. I am going to look around in Goldcrest to see if there's somewhere by the water that we can back in to fill up. But it doesn't look like it's very easy to get to. So that is a little bit of an issue that we've got there. We're going to have to deal with. I'll just come over here. The grass, we're going to have to get some more fresh grass and put in for those. We want to get sheep as well, so they'll be wanting fresh grass when we do get them. Either that or we'll make some bales of hay. To be honest, I haven't quite decided if we're going to go for bales of hay or if we're going to go for just dumping in fresh grass. I think you can have... Well, actually, no. The cattle, they have to have grass, don't they? You can have hay or silage, but then you've got to have fresh grass. The sheep, they can have hay or grass, so it doesn't matter. But we do actually need to have fresh grass for the cattle. So we might end up having to do what we did last time. We get a little bit of grass and we put that in for the cattle, and then what's left over, we spread that out somewhere on the concrete up here maybe, and then we have to run over it with a tedder in order to dry it out, and then we can turn it into hay. And I'm thinking that we will get a baler. Well, I'd say thinking. I know we're going to get a baler because I already said we'd get a baler. We're going to be getting the big square New Holland baler, the red one. If I just stop here, and I'll get that trailer there, and I'll back that one up to the water bowser, and we'll fill that one up then with barley, and we can run that up to the pigs. There we go, hitch that one on. So if I spin round a second, and I'm thinking that, I mean, I won't earn a load of money between now and next episode because we've still got some tasks to do, but the end of next episode we will have gotten up and we will have started planting the corn up the top. And so in order to move things along, I will finish planting all the corn after next episode. I will finish planting all of the corn. There we go, that one's hitched on nicely. and I will also finish the rolling up there as well. So that will all be done, and I'll do a couple of jobs for the... No, I'm actually... I've run out of time. I didn't realise that we'd gone through time so quickly today. And go here. Right, we don't want soybeans, sunflowers, canoe. We want barley. So take a load of barley. Yeah, I will change things around a little bit. Earn a load of money, I mean. And we will get our... If we're going to be changing our trailer, our animal trailer, I will do that fairly quickly the beginning of next week. And then I would also like to buy another tractor. I'm not going to earn enough money to buy the big tractor, the one that I asked you for. That one is going to wait for a little bit longer, but I do think that we'll get the Kirovitz tractor. I'd really like to get that one going on this map. I think that is such a beautiful machine, perfect for this Sosnovka map. I know it's quite expensive now compared to what it used to be, but I do think it would be absolutely ideal for this one. And also, I think that this particular tractor, if we do end up getting the animal trailer, and I've got to be honest with you folks, already it does look like we are going to be upgrading to the big animal trailer. I think the Kirovitz would be able to pull it a lot better than this one would. That Kirovitz is slower. It is slower. It's an 18 mile an hour top speed. I don't know what that is in kilometers, but it's a hugely powerful tractor. It's a magnificent beast of a tractor, that thing is. So it would be nice to get that one going on this map, and we can at least use it for doing a bit of road work, even if it's slow road work. And then we might be able to find a few machines that we can sort of do justice with and use it for. Maybe upgrade a plough or something like that. I'm not quite sure yet. That one is... I'm still trying to puzzle out what exactly I'm going to do with the tractor once I've bought it. I've got quite a few things that I would like to buy. And I think basically it's going to involve... I'm going to do quite a bit of tasks off screen in order to just speed things along a little tiny bit. Now, if I go here, I think I need... Is it still going to be tipping the same way, or am I going to be tipping a different way now? It's still tipping the same way. Excellent. Right, so we tip that out there. That is now full. And all we need to do is come around to do the water, and then that's our pigs taken care of. We've got 40 pigs now, and they've got everything they need. Obviously, they still need to increase quite drastically, and I think what I'll end up doing is buying more pigs before I start buying sheep, because the sooner I get to 100 pigs, the sooner we can start selling some nearly every day. Well, hopefully every day. And that big trailer, that takes 21 pigs, so we should be able to get 21 pigs to sell every single day with the 100 that we've got there, and that will basically mean 25,000 euros every single day coming in just from the pigs themselves. And then we'll the cattle, they're slowly increasing as well. We're covering all of our expenses with the cattle, and we're also going to be then branching out into sheep, and the sheep should help us. Although I don't really know, we don't know much about sheep, because none of my maps have I got very many sheep yet. So that's going to be something that we start working on, and I think the time-lapse series, I'm quite likely to start getting more sheep very soon. But even there, I've got other things that I need to get first. So the sheep are sort of taking a... They're on the back burner with 3 maps at the moment. So that'll be quite interesting to see, once you build up the numbers of sheep, just how well they can pay off. But anyway, I think I have run out of time now. I've been rattling on for ages. So we fed all the pigs. We've done everything we need to do to the pigs. The sunflowers are being planted, and we've finished doing the rolling. Oh, the sunflowers have now finished. I'll tidy up that field so that we can make a move up to the next field at the beginning of next episode, and we can start planting the corn up there. We can also get the rolling done down here, and then we'll move the gang of rollers up to the top. We've got to sell the other 2 rollers as well. That's all to come in next episode, I'm hoping. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.